Welcome everybody to my channel. Thank you so much to my subscribers. Welcome newcomers. I hope you like what you see, and if so, be part of this journey with us by hitting that subscription button. It's totally free, and also hitting the bell notification to be notified of the new uploads that I come up with. I want to mention that up top there's 3 little buttons right on the corner, on the right hand corner for most of you. For some of you it's in your settings. I do have a link to the video below in the description box to teach you if you're not understanding how I'm explaining to slow down the video. You can click there. It's a 2-minute video. Very simple. It's just a click away. You can slow down the video by clicking the 3 little buttons up top and slow down to the speed you would like. Also right next to it, there's the letter CC. You can turn that on, and that will be for closed caption. All the stitching, everything that I mention and say will be written down here. You can pause, stop the video, take notes, and it will help you to understand the pattern. I don't write patterns. I get asked a lot about it, and for those reasons, I ask of you to slow down the video. I know sometimes I'm a little bit too fast for these recordings, and I apologize for that. It's just I get on my own bubble. This is all new to me also, so it's just a question of getting practice at recording, which I'm not fully used to yet. I'm getting comfortable at this point. So I want to thank every single one of you that have been from the start with me, have commented, shared, have tagged me. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for your lovely, wonderful comments. Thank you again so much to every single one of you. Also for the people that came through, the women that came through with donations, and also some donations for the women in need of thread. Thank you so much. Some of you have shipped it yourselves. Gratitude all the way. And some of you have donated into my PayPal account and into the super thanks that's below the video. It has a $ symbol on it. Thank you so much to everyone that has participated in trying to help out one way or another. Okay, so we are going to get started. Any questions, suggestions, please feel free to comment below. You could always get a hold of me if you're stuck with some project, like some of you do, to message me through Instagram. I do have a Facebook group, private group, because there's a lot of scammers and fraud into the crochet groups now, so you have to be careful. Don't open links that say cut or bit on it. Those are fraud scammers. Be careful, people. They steal people's identity and pictures, and they post there with those links pretending that it's them. So stay away from that, or report them as spam. That's what I usually do. For those reasons, my group is private. You're more than welcome to join us in our group. Beautiful group of people we have there. We're one growing family. You can just request, and I'm sure one of the monitors will respond to you ASAP. I also do have the crochet page. You can follow that there too, or my Instagram or TikTok. So there's so many ways you can get a hold of me. My email is below also. So anything that you're stuck with, feel free to ask. Or suggestions, remembering that I am in Europe. My time frame could be different than yours. Sometimes I will have to take a few hours before I answer you because I must be sleeping. It's overnight, and it must be morning for you in your country. Okay, so we're going to get started, everyone, and I bless you, I hug you, and please keep your optimism always up and high, and never think that you cannot do this pattern. We are not born learned. We are born to learn. Okay, you can do all things as long as you persist, be patient with yourself, and just continue on. Anyone can create anything they want. Okay, let's get started, everyone. Thank you. Everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome newcomers. I hope you like what you see, and if so, be part of this journey with me. Today we're going to create a pineapple centerpiece. Now this was a special request that from the last centerpiece that I did, the passion centerpiece, which I'll have the picture for some of you will recognize it already. It was requested to do the center as a pineapple, and then the edges the same thing as the passion centerpiece. So I'm going to try to do my best and try to figure it out as I go, to create this pineapple centerpiece and turn it into that specific style. Well, I'm going to use this orangey, I guess, deep salmon orange, 2.75 hook, a pair of scissors, and a small one to tuck in loose ends. Please don't forget to give a thumbs up on the video. It's extremely important. If possible, please share, invite your friends and family along to the channel so we can keep growing day by day. And thank you to the women that came through for the thread and have donated. Thank you, Nancy McDonald, and many other ones that have donated in the past also. I am so grateful to every single one of you. So let's get started. So the first thing you want to do is that magic circle. If you're still having a hard time, then you can do a 6 chain. Inside of here, I'm going to do 1 chain and come back in and do a single to create my double crochet and 2 chain. So single, 2 chain. That's my first double crochet. I'm going to continue to do 23 more double crochets. I'll have a total of 24. Okay, I'll meet you at the end. This is row 1. So I've done my 24 double crochet. I've closed in with a slip stitch. I'm going to come back in and I'm going to create again another double crochet. So single, 2 chain. Next space, double crochet and 2 chain space. Next space, double crochet. Next space, double crochet. So we're creating groups of 2 double crochet, 1 per space, and 2 chain space between them. So next space, double crochet. We are not skipping any spaces. And again, this is row 2. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so I've decided to change colors so you guys can see better. At least make sure you see better. So I'm on my last one. You're supposed to have 12 groups of 2 double crochet, 1 per space, 12 groups. Now we're going to do the walk. I call it the walk with the slip stitch into the center of the 2 chain, and I'm going to create a shell. So single, 2 chain, another double crochet, 2 chain, and 2 more double crochet. So here's my shell. We're going to do this all the way around. No chain space into the next 2 chain and create 2 double crochet. Create our shell. So this row 3 is all about shells. I was going with the orange, but then I said it might be sometimes my camera doesn't really pick up well on the colors, so I'd rather go with the white, make sure that you guys see properly. Okay, so I'm going to do these shells all the way to the end. I'll meet you at the end. Going into row 4, so I've closed in with a slip stitch. I'm doing the walk with a slip stitch, and I'm going to go into the center of that shell with a single and create a shell and 2 chain. So we're creating shells on this row 2. The only thing is we're having 1 chain space between them. So 2 more double crochet, 1 chain into the next one, and create your shell. We're going to do this all the way around. One chain. I'll meet you at the end. So we closed off 1, 2, 3, 4 with a slip stitch. I did my walk and went in single, 2 chain, created my shell again. So this is row 5. Row 5, we're going to have 2 chain space and create your shells again. Very simple. Chain 2 and create your shells again. So row 4, 1 chain, row 5, 2 chain, row 6, 3 chain. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, we're going into row 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Row 6 is 3 double crochets, so we'll have a shell of 3 double crochets. I shouldn't speak too much ahead sometimes, you know. I have a plan of something and then I come up with something else. So 3 double crochets, chain 2. If you find it's too tight, then you can do a chain 3 and 3 double crochets. So row 6 is shells of 3 double crochets. Space of 2 chain. For some of you that your tension is extremely tight, do a 3 chain. It's, you know, you're better off. I'm trying to loosen mine because I have a tight stitch myself. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone. So we finished row 6, going into row 7. I've closed in with a slip stitch, did a walk with a slip stitch, did a single 2 chain, created my shell with 3 double crochets, 2 chain space. 1, 2, 3, 4 chain this time. If it's too tight for you, you can do a 5 chain. Okay. I have a knot here. Try to hide my knot. And it's always good to look ahead of the video because sometimes there's mistakes or there's changes. You know, always give yourself at least that good 5-second, 10-second watch before you continue the row. And we're going to repeat this all the way around. So we have 1 chain, 2 chain, 2 chain, 4 chain. We're going to do this all the way around. If your tension's tight, do 5 chain. Okay, everyone, so we're starting row 8. Finished row 7 with a slip stitch, did the walk, came back in, did a single 2 chain, did my shell with 3 double crochets, 2 chain space between them, and now I'm going to do a 5 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and continue my shells. So this row, the only difference is it's a 5 chain. For some of you, it could be a 6 chain if your tension is tight. Okay, everyone, so we're going into the 9th row. Our 9th row is going to start being the foundation of the pineapple. So I've closed in with the slip stitch on the 8th row, did the slip stitch all the way. I call it the walk into the center, a single 2 chain, continue the shell, 2 chain space. Now we're going to do a 7 chain, or for some of you, an 8 chain, okay? Because some of you have a very tight tension. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'll see if mine is pulling. I will do also an 8, but if it's not pulling, I'm okay with a 7. Inside of this next one, we're going to do 8 double crochets. So this is the foundation of the pineapple. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, and again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Into this one, we're going to do the shell. So we'll have one with a shell, and then another one will be with the 8 double crochets. Okay, so shell, 7 chain, 8 double crochets, 7 chain, shell, 7 chain, 8 double crochets, and that's how we're going to proceed all the way around. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, coming into row 10. So I've closed row 9 with slip stitch, did a walk with a slip stitch, single, 2 chain. Now it's going to change up again. So we're going to do 3 groups of 3 double crochet here. 1, 2 chain space in between them. Again, 3 double crochet, 2 chain, and 3 more. So we'll have 3 groups of 3 double crochet into the same space. Okay, chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're coming in where we have the 8 double crochets, and we're going to proceed with 8 double crochets, 1 chain space between them. We're going to repeat this all the way around the same way in all of them. So where we have the shells, we have to do 3 groups of 3 double crochets, and where we have the 8 double crochets, we need to do 8 double crochets with 1 chain space, just like here, on all of them. Okay, so now you got to do your 3 groups of 3 double crochet here again, exactly like we did here. I'll meet you at the end. Everyone, going into row 11. Now, there's 2 ways you can do this. If you don't want to create with that motive that I have for the passion centerpiece, I don't have it here with me right now, or else I would show you. You can do it just as a pineapple doily, small pineapple doily. You would have to, from here on, do each pineapple individual, cut your thread, and you'd be done. And then start with the other side, cut, and do the other pineapple, okay? So this is a way you can do it. But because I'm doing the centerpiece, I'm going to continue on with it. So I've closed in with the slip stitch, did the walk. I'm going to do a single 2 chain, and I'm going to create my shell. So basically, if you were to do just a doily with this motive the way it is with the pineapple, you would do the walk all the way here, okay, to the centerpiece of this shell. And then you'd be going back and forth until you close off the pineapple. Then you'd start again and another one, and then go and back and forth until you start another pineapple. Okay, so I'm going to do 1 chain here, and I'm coming in and creating another shell with 3 double crochet, 2 chain space between them. Now we're going to start the loops of the pineapple. So I'm going to do chain 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm coming in the center between the first and the second double crochet with a single, chain 3, next space, single, chain 3, until the last one, and then again chain 6, and then create again the shells like we have here. So I've done my 6 loops of 3 chain. I'm going to do chain 6 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to create my shell. With 3 double crochets, chain 1, and create the other shell. And it's going to be a repeat like this all the way around. So if you wanted to do just a doily with pineapples and nothing else on it, then you would create your shell from here. So that means you do the walk until here, create your shell, do your chains, do your loops, do your shell. Then you would turn around and keep going back and forth until you close off this pineapple. And then you'd come on the next one and do your shell here, and then turn around and close it up. Okay, so that's one way to do a doily of a pineapple. And you can do it that way. So I'm going to continue this way until the end. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, going into row 12. So I did the slip stitch and continued walking with it. Did my shell. I'm going to do a 2 chain now. and continue to do my shell. If it's too tight for you, then you can do a 3 chain, but I think you should be okay because these are shells, and shells, you know, they have enough space to stretch out that chain. Now this, of course, is going to be a big centerpiece, right? Best for smaller centerpieces, size 10 and Lydia. Okay, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chain this time, and I'm coming in and doing my 3 chain loops on my pineapples. So it's going to be repeatedly the same way all the way around. Until we complete, obviously, the pineapple with 1 chain left. Okay, so we're gonna, anyway, I'll meet you at the end just to make sure that I'm not changing anything up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and do your shell. So I'll meet you at the end of this row. I have to like tilt my head on the side because I have the mobile in front of my face. It's so hard to record with mobiles in front of your face. I don't have a computer. I've mentioned that a few times, but there's always newcomers, so they don't know. They might not have seen some of the videos when I mention I don't have a computer. This is recorded by my mobile, so it's on the tripod stand in front of my face, so it's kind of hard sometimes to see what I'm doing. Okay, so we'll repeat this all the way around. Okay, everyone, going into row 13. So I've done my shell. I'm going to do a 4 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't want my pattern to start pulling, so we're going to have to start increasing a little bit more here between the pineapples. That means that most probably on the next row, I might have to do a 6 chain. So I'll be increasing by 2s, okay? Just make sure that, because my tension doesn't mean it's the same as yours. If it starts pulling too much, then you need to increase more here. If it's pleating, that means you have too much chain stitch, okay? So we're going to repeat the same thing. The chains 5s stays the same all the way to the end. And we're just, the only difference now until the finishing of the pineapple loops is just the chains here. So we did 1, 2, now I have 4. I'm probably going to do a 6. Not probably, for sure. I'm going to do a 6 or maybe even a 7. You have to check with your tension, whatever is best for you in between these two here. Everything else stays the same. I'm going to continue mine until there's 1 loop left on the pineapple, because really the only thing that's different is here on the chain. So make sure that your pattern is flat as like this, and it's not pulling or pleating. If it's pleating, there's too much chain. If it's pulling together too much like this, then you know, and it's going to start curving in like that. If it's too pulled in here, it's going to curve like a hat. Then you need to do more chain stitch there. I'll meet you at the end. I believe it's row 15, if I'm not mistaken, the 1 loop left. But anyway, I'll meet you at the end of 1 loop, okay? So it's just a repeat now, the same thing until the end. Okay, everyone, so I have given myself a little start, row 17, which is the last row here to close in on that 1 loop with the 5 chain, okay? So I had to, so here we did 1 chain, 2 chain, 4 chain. I did 6, I did 7, I did 9, and my last one here I did 11. So you have to go with the flow, whatever works best for you. Because of your tension, right? And here stays the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And come on the last loop of the pineapple with a single, 2, 3, 4, 5, and proceed again with the shell. Like I said, I have to do 11 in order not to pull. It's still pulling a bit, but a bit is fine because the next row it's going to adjust and fix into place. So if it turns a bit like this, it's okay. It's not a problem because we're going to get that fixed on the next row. So just continue that and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so we're going into row 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Row 18. Row 18 will be all about chain stitch also. I'm going to do the walk, create my shell, one, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I've done 14 chain stitch on this row 18. And I believe I'm going to continue to do that all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I've done 14 on here also. I'm going to see how this pins out. Don't forget, I'm just creating it. I'm going with the flow as my brain brings me there, I guess, if you want to call it that way. I don't write patterns. I don't design patterns. I just, oops, and I made a mistake. I have to do a shell here. No wonder why it was pulling. Okay, so I'm going to do my shell, my 14, and my shell again. Okay, that's better. So it's not pulling as much anymore, obviously, because I was missing 3 double crochets for that shell there. Okay, so we're just going to repeat that. 14 for me, could be 16 for you. I don't know, depending upon your tension, okay? So we're going to continue on until the end, and then I am going to cut my thread after that. Okay, everyone, so I give myself a head start. I said I was going to cut and change color, but I decided not to. So the next thing you do once you close in with the slip stitch, and you get to this one here, okay? And you do a double crochet. So no difference. Don't pay attention to what I've done here. I've just done double crochets over the chains. 1 in the center and 1 on the first double crochet here. So we're going to have 3. And then we're going to come inside of the chain and do the 14 double crochets. Simple as that. So 3 in the shell, 1 on top of the double crochet, 1 in the center and 1 there. And then 14 double crochets all the way around the same way. I'll come back to you at the end. So it's going to stay like that. Okay, so I finished doing all my 14 double crochets and my 3, 1 in the double crochet, 1 in the center, and 1 on the other double crochet. So basically, we're going to do double crochets over double crochets all the way around. Now it's tending to pull a bit, which is normal. You can stretch a bit, and once we, the next row should help a bit more. Even if it's bleeding a bit, don't forget once we block it with water or whatever you use. I use laundry softener, spray over it, and I stretch my light iron over, or you can leave it flat somewhere once you stretch it. Once you spray it or however you starch it or something like that. So this row is going to be very simple, just double crochet over double crochet all the way around. Okay, everyone, so I pretty much finished doing the second row as you see here. Now it's pretty stretched out. I did block it already, and like I said, I use laundry softener. I spray everywhere, stretch it with my hands, and because I do tutorials, I don't have time to wait around for it, so I like iron and steam a bit and stretch with my hands so I can stretch out. So now we're going into the next phase, which is the passion centerpiece motive. Okay, now this itself again is another beautiful doily, you know, to leave as is, but of course the request was for the specific one, so I'm gonna try my best. So I'm coming in with this salmon orangey color, the one that I was going to do the roses, or not the roses, but the centerpiece with, and I decided not to. So I did a single, and I've started, pretty much you can start anywhere. I'm going to do a single, and next piece, trying to hide my little thread here, another single, and my fourth single. So I'm going to have 4 singles, and I'm going to do chain 29. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, until you get 29. I've done my 29 chain stitch. I'm going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, I don't know. What was I thinking there? Hold on a minute. 29 chain stitch, sorry. I'm going to come 1, 2, 3 on my 4th one. I don't know what I was thinking. And I'm going to slip stitch. So you're going to come from the bottom up on your 4th one, slip stitch, and then 1, 2, and 3. Now I'm going to count 1, 2, 3 on my 4th one, single, another single. So now we're going to do these singles again, 4 singles, and it's just a repeat all the way around. Okay, and again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, until you get 29. So we got 29. I'm going to come back down 1, 2, 3 on my 4th chain. I'm going to do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't want it to be too loose, so we have to tighten it up a bit. Not to the extreme. Some of you are really to the extreme. We don't want that. And then 3 chain. 1, 2, 3. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 singles again. We're going to repeat these loops all the way around. I don't know how many it's going to be. Like I said, I'm just going with the flow. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I pretty much finished off all my rings, whatever you want to call them. Now, when I came to the end, I skipped 1, 2, and I went into the 3rd one. That's where my single was, so I couldn't skip 4. That is no problem. One missing, it's okay. So I'm going to let you know how many of these loops I have. So I have 29 loops, chains of 29 chains. Now, we're going to come back into the same one and do a double crochet. So I do my double crochet with a single, chain 2. See if I can get a little bit more lighting here. Next space, double crochet, next space, double crochet. So we'll have the 4 double crochets on top of the 4 singles. And then we have chain 3 here, so we're going to do 3 double crochets, 1 per chain inside of the chain. So we have 3 right in the connection where we closed off the chain, 4, and right after, you have to be careful here because sometimes when we've closed the chain off, it pulls, so it tends to hide that chain. So you got to make sure you get that chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, until we have 17 double crochets. I've done 17 double crochets. That's included with the 3 of the chain down here, not the 4 of the singles, okay? So 17 double crochets starting with the 3 chain, 1, 2, 3, and so on. So 17, once you've done your 17, chain 2, you come back into the same one and create your first double crochet again for the other side. So that means you have to do 17 on the other side also, 1 per space, exactly like we did all the way down, and 3 in the chain here. Make sure that when you come to the connection here, you come in where we connected, we close that chain up. You must put 1 in there too, or you're not going to have the right amount. Okay, so I've done my 17 double crochet. Now just a little hint for you: when you get to that connection here where we've closed off the 29 chains, remember you're supposed to already have 14 double crochets coming down. Okay, that makes your 14 into that center there, and then you have the 3 here, so that makes your 17. Just a little hint for you so you'll know that you're on the right track. And then you do your 4 double crochets over the 4 singles from the previous row. And then you continue again to repeat the same process as we did. We're going to continue to do this all the way around the same way, and I'll come back to you once I am done. Okay, everyone, so I pretty much finished doing all the double crochets all the way around. As I mentioned, 3 on the chain, counting all the way up to 17, then 2 chain, and then do the next 17. So the first one on the same one as the 17th, continue down with 17, and then 4 on the single crochets. I'm going to change color. I'm coming in with this mustard. And we're going to repeat the same thing. We're going to do double crochet over double crochet. And you can start pretty much anywhere you'd like. So I'm just starting where the 4 double crochets here are over the singles. Try to hide my thread here at the same time. So single, 2 chain, coming back down and doing the double crochets. And then continuing 1 per space all the way around. Now the next, so this will be 4 rows of double crochets. You can do 3 only if you want. It will be smaller, will be thinner, your motif. Okay, so it will take double crochets over double crochets. I will be doing 4 rows of it. So I'm on my second row. I need 2 more rows of double crochet over double crochet. There's no point of recording double crochet over double crochet when it's just a repeat of double crochet over double crochet. So I'm going to do 4 rows of them, and then I'll come back to you at the end of my 4th. Now nothing changes. It's the same thing going in there, doing the 2 double crochets on inside of the 2 chain that we created after the 17 double crochets. Okay, so now we're inside of the 2 chain. Create 2 double crochet, and the next 2 rows will be exactly the same thing. 2 double crochet inside of the chain, 2 chain, and 2 more double crochet. So basically what we're doing is we're increasing. We want our pattern to grow, right? Our motif here. And then continue again. Double crochet over double crochet. I mean, there's nothing to it. It's just a repeat. So basically you're doing it all the way around the same way, and we're just doing 2 double crochets inside, 2 chain, and 2 more. I'll meet you at the end of my 4th row. Okay, everyone, so pretty much finished doing all the way around, and I've used the royal blue at the end. I'm going to call this the Mediterranean pineapple centerpiece because it is a pineapple and we are in the Mediterranean, and these are the colors for the Mediterranean, so why not, right? Okay, so we finished all the blue. I did my 4 rows, and now we're just going to turn them for some of you that don't know yet. So you'd grab your motif like that and just turn it in, and then just fix it a bit down here like that. Okay, very simple. Again, just put your 2 thumbs in there, pull it out in, just fix like that. And look how beautiful it looks. Now I'm thinking about doing the extended with the 3D flowers, which I already have. Still need to create the little leaves. I might do it in blue. I don't know if I'm going to do 2 or 3 colors using the white, yellow, and the blue, or just 1 color and using the blue for the leaves here. But I'll see. In case I do, I will, of course, afterwards come back, add it into this one, part 1, and then part 2 for the extended version. Now we're just going to wrap up to close the attachment on here. But I'm most probably going to do the 3D flower on it. So I'd come back with my royal blue. I'd come in the center of any of these motifs, and I'm going to do 3 singles inside of my 2 chain here. Try to hide my thread at the same time. 3 singles. Now I'm going to do a single, 1 per space on top of each, double crochet until I have 8. So this is my first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, 8. Counting from the first double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to come in my other motif, and 1, 2. Actually, you have to. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. On my 8, make sure you recount to make sure it's right. 2, 4, 6, 8. Come in, attach it with a single. So you know you have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3 inside of the 2 chain, and proceed the same way again. And this is how we're going to attach them together all the way around. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Remembering that you're counting from the double crochet and not from the inside the 3 chain on the 2 chain. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. On my 8th, one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 3 chain in the center, 2 and 3, and then you'd count again 8 and attach into the next one. So this is what it looks like once it's attached. How beautiful is that, right? Okay, so this does it for this tutorial. I hope I did its justice with the pineapple. for the special request. Thank you so much for being here. Please don't forget to give a thumbs up on the video. I'll see you on the next video, hopefully already with the flowers. So because this is 29 motifs here, I will need 29 flowers to attach, exactly like this one, which I do have the tutorial to it. And in case I don't, you could always go to the video of the Passion Center piece if you want to continue on with the 3D. In case I don't do it, I will leave the link below in case you want to follow up. So it's pretty much the same procedure here. All you have to do is just create your 29 flowers first, and then go ahead and then continue on to attach them. I'll leave the link below in case you missed the Passion Centerpiece table centerpiece. And I'll also leave the link to these flowers below so you can create them if you want to continue for the centerpiece, the Mediterranean. This is what I'm going to call this one, but most definitely I will be doing the flowers for this one. Thank you so much, everybody. Until next time, I'll have a small video at the end with it on my table and some pictures. And I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. And the newcomers, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so, and hit that bell notification also to be notified of the new uploads. Until next time, everyone, bye-bye. I send you much love and much hugs.